Hi, welcome to the Rich Channels podcast. My name is Raphael,
And my name is Jeremy.
and today we're talking about liabilities, parties, barbecues, driving, you name it. So let's get into it.
Alright, so to start off, has there ever been an incident where you're at a party and an accident has occurred, or say like, not even a party, like a big gathering of sorts?
When an accident occurred,
Yeah, where it's just like, or you saw like something where it just wasn't safe at all.
all the time. Yeah, you ever heard the term "don't play with fire"?
Yeah, I have heard the term.
Now, this is one time whenever I was trying to start up the grill because my dad, he doesn't play around with these namesy-pamsy like electric fire starters.
Mm-hmm.
So he handed me a match. This might have been the first time I ever lit a match in my life. And he goes, "Hey, Ref, go light the match." And I'm like, "Dad, like how? Like how am I supposed to hold it?" He's like, "Just strike the box and you'll figure it out." so he's playing games with her because like he's confident in like that he can like make sure everything goes straight. So he hands me this match in this box, and I go to strike it. It's not working. So he does it, lights it, blows it out.
Mm-hmm.
So now he goes, "All right, your turn." I take that box. I strike with all my might. It was the first time, second time, third time's a charm. I get the match lit. And then mind you, I'm in my house. It's not a party or anything. It's just like fire in general. Like this is stuff that you need for a barbecue and whatnot. The match is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm holding it upside down like this.
This is gonna be bad.
The fire starts coming to my fingertips. And I'm like, ooh, hot, hot. Because it's going fast and burning. So I drop it on our piano bench. And now it's just like a live fire in our house on our piano bench, which is wood. So my dad, he's like, "Why'd you drop it?" And it's like both, like, we were sitting face to each other. So like now we're kind of like facing each other and the match is just in the middle, like burning. And like, listen, we were both scared or whatever, but like, he started slapping at it with his palm or whatever. Luckily for both of us, luckily for our house, we got it under control. You know what I'm saying? Fire was out, and it's kind of just like a laughing memory. Like we just laugh about it to this day.
So basically, moral of the story: don't give him no fire, don't give him no matches, don't give him no lighter. Just make him just to get away from grills in general.
See, I'm good now. I'm certified, so no worries. But
I wouldn't risk it though.
But do you have any stories of like any crazy things at barbecues, parties, or whatnot?
Yeah, so I would say like for me personally, in the past 2 years, I went to this one like probably like party. It was good, but there was a lot of people. It was packed. Like damn, it looked like slaughterhouse. Like it was packed. Like I'm talking about you could not move in like an inch without like being like suffocated and squished. So like by the time that ended, let's say a couple hours later, it was 2 floors. So you have the base floor, which is where people get in, and you have the second floor people were like going to. The second floor had collapsed on the first floor. So after an hour after we left, everything just collapsed. So after that, like all I heard was nobody was allowed to use that venue ever again from the organization that we had the party with. So I would say that was probably like thinking about like damn, like if we stayed there for an extra hour, 30 minutes, even 45 minutes, and like we kept jumping and just doing it whatever for a certain amount of time, and it just collapsed while everybody was there. You know how much maybe I wouldn't say maybe not casualties, but we had injuries and just like maybe even casualties would have happened if like all that weight was on those people just crushed into the first floor.
Yeah.
Like it just would have been terrible. And the insurance on that would have been insane for the venue hosting it. Just like like that. I mean, obviously that poor infrastructure, so they couldn't hold that many people.
Yeah.
But just thinking about all those people on there and just collapse into the ground. Like it had to be like maybe a 10-foot difference between not 10 foot, like an 8-foot difference between first floor and second floor, or no.
No. 8 feet is 8 feet's not that much. It's probably like 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 12 to 15. I was like,
12 to 15.
But like feet from the first floor to second floor, like in spacing wise, because it was bad.
Bad situation. So what you guys just learned from that situation is don't go partying with this party anymore.
No. That was
he's gonna make floors collapse.
No. I swear it was. It wasn't me. It was the venue. The venue had bad infrastructure.
It wasn't you. What meanwhile he's getting sturdy. For those of you who don't know what getting sturdy is, look it up. Just look it up. Getting sturdy is a New York thing. But anyways, that's a crazy situation though.
Yeah. So make sure when pre-planning for anything, it could be a wedding, party, get together, baby shower, anything. But the infrastructure is stable because
Time out. But you know nobody's gonna do that. So why don't you read for who's gonna look at the infrastructure when you go into a party? Think about it. Think about it.
Well, nobody thinks that's the point. Nobody thinks about it. So you gotta really you gotta be the outlier and be like, oh wait, is this when was this made? Like, what was this built? Like, can it hold this many people? Because some people be lying about the capacity. They'd be like, oh, this very can hold 500 people. Well, really it can hold 300. And then now you have 200 people influx. Then that's when accidents happen. And you're just like, oh, well, you lied to me. Like, you'd rather avoid the casualties and avoid that altogether than be lied to just to make an extra buck or just to squeeze people in. Because if it's, let's say you have a gymnasium, right? And you try to fit 1,000 people in a gymnasium. Yeah. How's it gonna work out?
People won't be working out.
Exactly.
But I mean, I see what you're saying.
And now we're not talking about NBA size. We're talking about high school size gymnasium. Talk about like bleachers at all, bro.
The whole thing.
Yeah, try to fit 700 to 1,000 people in there. It's not gonna work.
Now here's the thing. Have you ever seen in parties now? This is when people are like usually under the influence, where you would have someone jump from a roof into like a pool just for fun. That doesn't sound crazy. Honestly, like the little daredevil in me, like I feel like I want to do that, but like some of these jumps that these people are making are like insane. Like I'm talking about them jumping like over 12 feet distance wise, like into a pool that's like 20 feet off the ground because they're jumping from a roof now. Things that just does not seem safe at all.
He definitely needs some personal insurance or something. Like, you need some help. This boy definitely give him some health insurance.
Me? Nah, I'm the safest one out there.
Oh yeah, I'll jump from a roof for a party or for some money or for a dare. Like,
okay, here's the question though. Let's set the scene up, right? All right, someone offers you $50 to jump from a 20-foot roof into a 12 to 14-foot deep end section. So like rooftop, 20 feet above the ground, into an in-ground pool that's like 14 feet deep. So it could hold you when you plummet into the pool. But now it is 12 feet distance. You gotta jump 12 feet. Would you do it for $50? Or would you do it for food? Which one? Or would you do it at all?
I can use $50 for gas. I can really mess with some chicken tenders, so it's 50-50. Would I do it? In a hypothetical, probably. I mean, obviously, I'd probably do it for the money because gas is expensive. I need the gas money. But if gas is cool, I'd do it for chicken tenders, call it a day. But in reality, I would not do it at all. So, yes, no to all your questions.
I don't want to say it, but somebody's got to say it. But I won't say it though. But chicken tenders?
Yeah, bro.
Y'all know what I want to say. That boy hefty. Now I'm playing. Excuse me.
I was hungry. It's lunchtime, bro.
It's lunchtime. Nah, but that's crazy. The fact that I said I wouldn't even do it, and you came at me, and now you would do it for
at a hypothetical. Like saying if I would do it for $50, yeah, at a hypothetical. But in reality, probably not. Because is my health worth $50? And some chicken tenders? Nah, it's not. It's not worth that. I'm not. My health is not worth some chicken tenders, even from Sticky's 375. Raising Cane's.
See, that could be a whole nother story. Food spots, man. Food spots.
Yeah.
But I got you.
But I can use some Raising Cane's right now. If you haven't tried that, go to the city and try it. It's good. If you need to. But honestly, on another note, have you ever thought about the liabilities that can happen in, let's say, a barbecue where, people do dumb stuff all the time. Like, say your uncle tried to do something. Like, you'd be like, oh, Pastor Brock. And he ended up hurting his hip or sprain his ankle up.
Nah, see, because honestly, you'd be the one who to get your ankles crossed up or whatever.
Nah, stop playing.
By somebody's uncle, which is embarrassing, honestly.
Nah.
I'm just letting you know.
Stop playing. We all know you're gonna need some health insurance.
Hand on the shoulder. Watch yourself. But yeah, I think just like in general, though, it's good to have insurance because you never know what could go wrong. You yourself may not be accident prone, but there is always someone who will be accident prone. Hence why some people, break their bones playing sports like football and gotta walk around in cast and ankles and arms and.
But you're looking for real intense at me, right?
I'm not jumping any names.
I'm not gonna lie, I have broken that in football. I have broken literally almost every single part of my body from football, but that's a whole different discussion.
You know the Michelin Man, the guy who's like poofy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need to look like. You need to get you a suit like that.
Yeah, the amount of injuries I had, I broke this hand twice.
Yeah,
I broke my shin, and I broke it for a year before I actually found out I was broken. Yeah. Be careful about playing football if you have any kid out there.
What's that thing that they have on like UPS mail and stuff like that? The precious cargo. Cautious,
fragile. Yeah. Nah, I'm not no glass cannon. I'm not no glass cannon.
No,
I'm not that.
You're getting close to that.
Nah, I'm solid, bro. It was just every time I got hurt, it was just.
He's solid, but every time he gets hurt, as he proceeds his own.
Nah, it wasn't my fault. We can get into that another time, but it wasn't my fault.
Let's stop straight away from the topic.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that another time.
Yeah, that's another whole topic in general. But on another note, we're talking about parties. We talked about people being under the influence of certain substances, which brings us to be careful of drunk drivers, or if you yourself are under the influence at night or a party, thinking, oh, nobody's on the road, it can be safe. Don't do it. Stay at home, ask a friend, or stay at the party you're at. Get an Uber, do everything else but drive. That is never the safest option. That is always the worst option. It can cause so much collateral damage doing that to yourself and others. Do not do that.
That is really true. And there's like a lot of stories. I want to say drunk driving, like it always happens. You know what I mean? Like you and your friends go out Friday night, Saturday night, whatever. And you're just like, you feel like you're okay, or you've done it before. You drove under the influence before. But face it, if you get pulled over by a cop, if you crash into someone, get a fender bender, and someone notices that you were under the influence, or the cop makes you take one of those road tests, what are they called? DUI tests. You could end up facing time in jail, and it's like after that, like you may be the most innocent person ever, but like you do one slip up, and you could literally be a felon after that day. Getting jobs, everything, landing interviews, all that stuff becomes very difficult for you. All of a matter of like, a couple of hours or whatever. Just something that seems so harmless can really mess up your life. So I just want you guys to be safe, be careful, and just make the right decision. Right?
Yeah, I mean, just think about the cost of taking somebody else's life just because you decided to make a dumb decision that could have been avoided at any cost. There's multiple different ways. Like we're in the modern age, you could take a Lyft, Uber, even a taxi, or just stay at your friend's house. Like all you gotta do is text somebody. Mm-hmm. Like nothing is too important that you have to risk your life and the life of others.
But also too about the topic. So I was actually reading something about Texas. So now Texas has, I believe they have a law in place now where if you are driving under the influence and you kill somebody's parents, you have to pay their child support for if they have children, right? How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's only the right, it's the least somebody can do after taking away someone's parents. I mean, at least you can do is pay for their kids. I mean, either whether you're taking the mother away or the father away or even both parents, like there has to be some type of like consequence of doing something so awful, like taking away someone's kids. I'm sorry. You could take away someone's loved one in general. Like it's just there has to be somebody has to be reprimanded in some type of way, whether that be jail time, whether that be paying the child support, whether that just be just paying the family in general yearly in proportion to your income, Like there has to be some sort of judgment on that person because there is no reason for them to be doing that. There is literally no reason at all. Nothing is so important that they have to risk their life and the other people on the road to get to a destination because they're under the influence. That there has to be something in place.
That's true, and that's a good point, and I actually agree with that. But here's the thing, though. Here's the sad truth about it all. We all know that, like, drinking, you can't make the best decisions when you're under the influence. So a lot of these people, if they think about it or not, they're not making a good decision because they don't have a sober mind. But that's a whole nother topic, though. We can get to DUIs and drinking and all that stuff, but it's just stay like what I mean. Just be
mindful.
Be mindful. Be mindful.
Be cautious of that.
But
like before you try to maybe before you either go under the influence of something, drive under the influence of something, or just make a bad decision in general, or think something of that decision. Think about the consequences. Think about the liabilities. Think about what can happen, and then take that all into account before you decide to do what you do. It can save your life and save many lives in the process. Yeah. So with that, do you have any questions or any closing comments or concerns?
Closing comments? That was a deep topic right there.
It was. I didn't expect it to be that deep, I'm not gonna lie, but once you dive deep into it,
right,
it could lead to some serious issues.
It honestly could. But closing thoughts to that or whatever. I would say maybe down in the comments we'll have all of our social media channels. Please leave us a like, follow, comment if you'd like, and maybe share some fun stories you have about parties or whatever. Anything that's like super fun or crazy, and we would love to see them, reply to them in the chat. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, on that, if you guys have any maybe fun party stories or just topics you want to tell in general, just hit us up in the comments below. Maybe we could do some to get you on a podcast for an episode. But with that, this has been ASC International, the Risk Channels podcast.
And remember,